Hi, I'm still me, Nico. Uh, so I was having a conversation with one of my sisters last night. Last night or the night before? Doesn't matter. It's the day before surgery. Hand still not, um, you know, I'm nervous, and so I had quite a few conversations with other people about other things, trying to get myself distracted because, surgery is scary. And probably not going to do this for a while because my confidence will be shot to shit for quite some time. But in the conversation I had with my sister, we were talking about how our older kids, um, they didn't see us struggling when we were raising them. They kind of saw that no matter what, mom had their back. No matter what. Okay, then. No matter what they needed or wanted, mom did the best that she could to make sure she got everything that was on that list, checked off all the needs, got as many of the wants as she can get for you guys. And they kind of just assumed we had money that we could pull out of our asses and do these things with. And now that our children are older, I actually just had a conversation with one of my children, the youngest, and I told her, yeah, it was difficult. You try pulling that off with enclosed income level here and 4 children. And I think she kind of stopped for a minute and she was like, wow. Because then the argument didn't go any further. And normally she's rather argumentative. And I didn't raise kids to lose words. They all, they're rather loquacious and they're as argumentative as their mother. They're like champion debaters, world champion debaters. And the conversation stopped there because it gave her something to think about, something, a piece of the puzzle that she didn't have before. And I think that I may have done my children a disservice by not letting them know how much I struggled and suffered to give them what they wanted. I used to have a lot more jewelry. I mean, we're talking a couple of diamond rings, a couple of sapphires. Uh, the only one I still have is my garnet ring, and that was given to me by a shaman who gave it to me uh, as a congratulatory thing when I became a priestess. And so that's there. But that's the only thing I still have. I was given a Barbie collection, which was very ironic because the person who gave it to me said, well, I know that you're going to keep them in the boxes since you hate Barbies, but this is an investment in your future. And I kept them in their boxes, closed up, because I said, you know what, one day, maybe I'll give it to my kids and they'll be able to sell them shits off and make some money for themselves. Turns out I had to sell them off myself for the money to take my children shopping for the coats and boots and sneakers and shit that they needed for school. The books that they wanted from book sales and stuff from their school. The clothing that they wanted, the tablets that they wanted, the musical instruments that they wanted when they came out of school. All of these things, the new TVs, the new video games. I no longer have a Barbie collection when I had 40. I no longer have a Betty Boop doll collection. And we're talking like the huge Betty Boop dolls that are like, yeah, Barbie sized, maybe a little bit bigger actually. I used to have a lot of really, really cool, like, rock and roll jewelry and clothing and stuff. And over the years, I've had to just patch up what I have and wear what I've got. And so I wear a lot of layers and tank tops and spandex. I don't really have much as far as clothes goes, except maybe my cute corsets and stuff, which I only just started collecting now that my children are on their own and independent and doing their own thing. But I think, because, alright, so my sister said that her older children never saw her struggle. And so they seemed to feel entitled to everything that she gave them. And I feel that that's terrible. It really is. And I think that my older children are kind of, or were kind of, well, my two middle children kind of fall into that section because, one, they don't know my income level or my issues, medical or otherwise. And they didn't see me struggling. They didn't see that I had to sell everything I owned to give them those nights where we went to concerts, or where I'm paying for 5 tickets at the door, where I'm taking us all to go see a movie, where I'm taking us all to go do things. They didn't see those things cost a lot. It cost my entire movie collection. It cost my half of my books. It cost me a lot. It cost me plenty. But they never saw it. They just kind of saw the shelves start to get clear, and they started putting things on the shelves of their own. And they should. It's their home too, and that's fine. But they didn't take note of what was missing, and they didn't seem to care. Now, my oldest and youngest got to live with me longer than the other two. And the oldest, he saw my health struggles, and he saw that I didn't have the money to get to the hospital for surgery, so I wouldn't go, and I had to reschedule for a day where I might have the money. And when he got a job, he insisted on paying one of the bills in the house. And then after he moved out and he moved back in, he insisted on paying rent because he wanted to make sure I had something in my pocket. And the youngest one, she saw how hard I worked to get this place ready every day so that they could eat and it would be clean for them, and the food shopping, and how I would take all of our laundry down. And it's 5 people's laundry down to the laundromat, and I would go and wash everything because we don't have a washer and dryer in our home. We live in an apartment in New York City up in a tower. But she saw the struggles. She saw how I had the same pair of boots for how many years, But they were Demonia pleasers. I mean, come on, really great pair of boots. They served me for like 9 fucking years. Of course I was going to get them repaired here and now and again, but she saw that I had to get them repaired. She saw that I didn't buy myself boots, but I was buying her boots. And she kept saying, well, why can't you buy yours, Mommy? And I'm, well, when I have the money, I will. And after a while, I guess she realized I just almost never had the money. I think it's better for our children if we... Oh. I think it's better if we show our children the struggles that we go through for them, for us, for our family, on behalf of everybody. I think it's better if we show them all of that because, honestly, it'll help them in the long run to be humble. And I think that's what the world needs right now, more people with that kind of mindset. I'm going to let you go now because there's someone at my front door. We'll talk soon.